What's going on, traders? We're back with another weekly forecast. I hope everybody had a good trading week last week, and hopefully we can all be in the green this week as well. I definitely like what I've been doing with the fundamentals. It's given me more confidence. I've been talking to a couple guys in the Discord group about that. Somebody left a comment on my video mentioning about how the fundamentals definitely help with confidence, and the confidence is huge when trading for sure. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like these videos. It really helps with my channel. I want to try to grow this channel. Hopefully enough where I could be making like one video per day talking about the markets and stuff like that, and be doing more stuff for you guys. So don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Maybe give it a share too if you know anyone that wants to learn supply and demand with fundamentals as well. So alright guys, let's get into it. So I guess we'll start with the dollar. You do have some demand down here somewhere. I'm not even going to go back, but I did mark out those zones. Just something to keep an eye out. I am bearish the dollar. As you can see, we had a reaction off of this zone here. It's coming up for another test. I could see it coming up here. I could see some strength in the dollar. I just, it's been on a downtrend for a while, right? I could see people starting to pick it up, but I think it's probably going to get rejected around this area, maybe even up here. Later on, I just wanted to go over the dollar index just to show you guys. Silver, it's another thing I've been looking to buy. Probably going to look to pick some up in this area. If not, I'll try again in this area, just because silver is pretty bullish and all the currencies are printing a lot of money right now. So as far as my fundamental data sheet goes, the rankings all remain the same. I only had to change a few bits of data. Canada's unemployment dropped a little bit, and I think it was Switzerland's interest rates rose, or I think they rose a little bit. I don't know, I changed it, I forget what it was, but the rankings are all still the same. So this week's looking the same for me. So my color codes are all in here. Green means I'm looking to buy, red means I'm looking to short. These are all just extra pairs that I'm just not even paying attention to, because I just, I want to keep it simple and have that fundamental backing, which gives me confidence. So for silver, like I said, this area, you could even maybe include that 50% candle right there. I definitely don't mind that buying area. Maybe a stop loss right here. Maybe split the risk in between these two zones. That's what I'm going to be doing. And keep in mind, guys, this is just what I'm doing. This is not financial advice whatsoever. We'll go to Aussie Us Dollar, looking to go long. I talked about this last week. I'm pretty sure I talked about this zone. I forget. I think I tried to go long. I missed it. I don't know. But yeah, that would have been a nice trade. Maybe you split your trade up, one at the proximal line, one halfway through. Would have been a nice trade, be in the profit by now. Something to keep in mind. Where's my drawing tool? There it is. Something to keep in mind. There's another little zone right there now that is formed. It's a daily zone inside of a daily zone. I don't mind this zone. Got an engulfing candle right here. So you know what? I definitely can see myself looking for confirmation in that area. If you don't want to look for confirmation, you can maybe try that zone right there, because there's an engulfing here and an engulfing there as well. So you could see a reaction off that. We'll have to see. Aussie Cad, not the same picture, but similar. Had a lot of demand in this area here. Where's my drawing tool? Keep missing it. Had a couple little zones right there that's been reacting off of. Ultimately, I like the Aussie US Dollar better. But yeah, that's this. I'm not a huge fan of this chart. It's kind of, I don't know, it's all over the map a little bit. But all right, Euro USD, which is I've been trying to stay away from, just because the euro and the US dollar are both pretty weak. Talked about this zone last week. I think that even broke. Yeah, it did break that zone, so I'm going to delete that just by like a pip, it seems like. But it did create a newer zone right here, kind of similar to the Aussie US dollar. And it did make a new high, so keep that in mind. yeah, keep that in mind. Maybe look for a 1 hour confirmation. So maybe if this momentum line gets broken, maybe look for it to go long. That's what I'm going to be looking out for. But you know, it has been just on a consecutive tear. I could see it maybe pulling back to here, especially since this zone is the zone that was created from this zone. So it's definitely a possibility. Pound US dollar. Nothing's really changed. I had this daily 50% candle zone, not the best, but you know, I had a couple 4 hour zones in there. Ultimately, I probably would look for confirmation in there, only because this, you know, not the greatest zone. And you know what? That didn't even break that supply. I didn't even notice that. So this supply is still intact. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that supply is still intact. So I want to see that line broken before I even consider going long. So the pound is out of the question right there. Cad Swiss, this is the trade I am in. I talked about it in my last video. Go check it out if you haven't watched it yet. I was looking to short the Canadian dollar. The Swiss is pretty strong. Swiss is number 2. Canadian is number 4. I don't want to go into detail about this because I already talked about it. Watch the other video if you haven't. If I end up losing this trade, I'll probably try again here if the fundamentals stay the same. So I'm not going to go over this pair too much. Cad Yen, similar picture. I wanted to take a trade in this area, but I already was short a Canadian pair, right? So I kind of thought maybe it's not the best idea to do that. But that was a nice zone. It broke all these lows. I think I talked about this last week. It broke this continuation pattern demand zone. So that would have been a nice trade. It would have been in the profit. It would have been a lot quicker than this because this was a couple days. It took all week. Finally, Friday, late in the day, it started to move. But the Cad Yen, I like this trade as well here. Nice zone. Not the strongest move away, but it is a good move away. You just got to now be mindful for this area of demand right here, or buying. I wouldn't really call it demand. I just call it buying. But ultimately, I could see it pushing down from here. Hopefully, the Canadian dollar stays weak, and we can get a nice push down. Euro Aussie. I'm waiting for this area up here. I'm actually going to draw it like that to keep it tight against this candle. Yeah, I'm waiting for this area up here. I'm not even going to touch it until it goes up to there because, you know, I'm not going to be going long at all. Hopefully you can get up to there and get a nice shorting opportunity. Other than that, there's not much to talk about for this pair. Euro Swiss, this is another one where it's kind of just, this is tested. That was a nice zone. That would have been a nice area to take a trade in. If you notice, price has barely gone into here. So, let me see, is this synced to all charts? There we go. So price has barely got into there. So, you know, it might not be a bad idea. I'm not too experienced at taking trades that are tested, areas that are tested. I don't really know that much about that, so I don't really want to give that much advice. But this zone is pretty nice. It's a nice move away. So I might look to go short up here, maybe half risk or something because it is tested, you know what I mean? But price has barely got in there. And, you know, breakup traders might try to go long here and it might get slapped short. So I might try this little 4 hour zone at the extreme. If price does get up there, and you know what, it'd be a good risk to reward, right? It's at the extreme. Hopefully get a nice move away. We'll see what happens. Euro pound. I was looking to go short. I had an order right here and I took it away. I forget when that happened. It was around this day, so August 5th. Price just barely missed me. Sorry for yawning, guys. Price barely missed me. I didn't get filled, so I pulled the order, but I like that area. I'm kind of hoping the bulls pick up and then we can get a nice shorting opportunity in this area here. Something to keep in mind though is that all of this is reaction off of that zone. So it's just something to keep in mind. But it doesn't mean that you can't get a nice pull back into this area and get a nice shorting opportunity. Euro yen. These zones are really old, but I do like these zones. I remember these zones. Very nice levels. So yeah, you might have gotten a trade there depending on your spread. Probably not, actually, depending on how much room you give it. I usually don't give it that much room. This is one of those pairs where the euro is way weaker than the Japanese yen. It's 5-2, but the euro's just been on a tear compared to it, right? So I'm kind of confused a little bit on that one. So I haven't really been looking at this one that much, but that's just something to keep in mind. Maybe get a nice shorting opportunity somewhere up here. US dollar CAD, prices in the demand here, had a nice reaction off of it, but from what I've been doing lately with fundamentals, my belief is that this rally isn't going to last. Whether it gets rejected here or up here, I don't think I'm going to be going short in this area. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like this stair step pattern supply. Hopefully it can come up here. And what I might even do is just draw it like that. Draw the whole level. Like that, I would look for a shorting opportunity in this area. I definitely like that area for that. As for now, I'm just going to be sitting on the sidelines. Like I said, I don't think this daily demand rally is going to last because the Canadian dollar is a little bit stronger than the United States dollar. These are two pretty weak currencies, so I'm not really super into even trading this, but it is something to keep in mind. And another thing, too, is the Canadian dollar is a commodities currency. We have oil and gold and silver have been on a tear lately, so that could be something to keep in mind. Like I said, I'm pretty new at all this stuff. So US dollar Swiss, this is a pair that I like and am looking to go short on. I noticed this 50% candles kind of worked. It broke it a little bit, but I don't even think there's any demand. Oh yeah, I guess there is a lot of demand down there, but I am looking to go short on this pair because Switzerland is the second strongest pair in this list. It's definitely a good currency right now. So I'm hoping we can get I am hoping the US dollar can get a little bit of strength this week so we can get a pullback into some nice areas to go short. And last one, US dollar, Japanese yen. It was looking good. It was looking like we were going to get a pullback up to this area. And like I said last week, not the greatest area of demand of supply. A lot of trading in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 candles. That is quite a bit. You do have this little weird looking supply zone right here. As you can see, it's kind of like anytime prices come up to here, it's just a wick down. So even though this is tested and it looks kind of sloppy, that might actually work. Ultimately, I really love that area up here. If we ever get there, we will see. But yeah, that's it for now. I was really hoping we can get a pullback up to there, but never got it. Maybe we'll be forming an uptrend and the bulls will pick up only to be slapped short, which would be good for us if we're looking to go short. You know what? Maybe I'll do the S&P I know some people like that. And I kind of stopped doing that, so I feel bad, but what even is our CFD? There it is. Okay. So obviously we're going to have some supply up here. But the only problem is that, everybody's eyeing that down. That's, it's the high, right? So if you're going to short it, I would maybe even put your shorting order right where your stop loss would be, right? Maybe your stop loss a little higher, because I could definitely see the banks trying to manipulate that area. I mean, I don't trade the S&P 500. I think it's too whack for me, but it's clearly been on a tear. As far as 4-hour levels go, nothing great right here. I do see that area there. That one already had a reaction from that. Yeah, I don't mind that area right here for a nice 4-hour level. Maybe get a pullback. Let's pretty much it. Maybe we'll go to, oh, what the hell? And then we'll do oil too. Oil is something that I would trade. It's a very nice supply zone here. I'm hoping we can get up to there. I think that we will ultimately. Made a new high, so that's looking good. This is a pretty decent area right here. And right there. So I like those two areas. Probably split a position up. Split up the position. 2 risks there. 2 trades potentially. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to end it here, guys. I don't think I'm going to do the timestamps. I apologize for anyone who wants that. I don't have the time to be doing that because I usually just publish this later on during the day. But if you like the video, please give a thumbs up. Like I said in the beginning, I'm trying to grow this channel to something bigger where I can do this every day and help you guys out every day. So give it a share, give it a like. I appreciate you guys. All right, take care, guys.